when you heard his voice?
Oh, I have.
Okay.
You know, I've made a mistake. People need to know that.
Yes.
Because that's how you learn.
Very good.
It's through your mistakes. By the first time you thought you heard God, and I did, it was years ago, and he had told me to instruct me to leave a job. And I turned in a resignation. But at the minute, I panicked.
See?
I panicked. And I ran back in that job. And I was a statistician. And I made a lot of money, you know. And
What's
I said,
a statistician now?
A statistician is a number cruncher. I do statistical data. I was doing it for a major corporation.
All right.
And so I ran back in and I took that. I said, oh, I'm not going to quit now. I'm going to wait a while. And, you know, and so I worked for about a month and I got terminated on my job. And I knew then that God had told me to leave that job, and I disobeyed him. Yes, yes. And listen, they walked me out of my job laughing and talking and giving me my retirement and everything. And so that was my mistake. So this time, when I heard God's voice, and he said, I want you to leave this job, and I want you to work full-time for me. Yes. And I said, okay, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm waiting for your instructions. Very good. And I returned my resignation in, and now, and Sam knows this, I live strictly by faith, not by sight.
Ooh, and it's something about, Pastor, when you're living by faith.
Yes.
It just seems like when I put all my faith in the Lord, God continues to open up that door. And I'm glad you targeted that, because there's somebody out there that you're living by faith.
Yes.
I want you to know today, continue to live by the faith of God.
Yes.
God never lets you down.
Right.
If you just put all your trust in him, you will never want for anything. Am I right?
You're right.
Don't look like your sister girl wanting for anything. Are you wanting anything, Pastor? Don't look like you're wanting for anything.
No, he's making a way.
Yes. And Sam, how have you been when it comes to hearing the voice of God? Has there been some things God told you, roads to take that you didn't take or you chose to take? How does that work in your life?
Well, you know, there's been at least 3 different types of circumstances. One is where I felt like I was supposed to do something. Yes. You know, like I felt I was supposed to give something to somebody. Maybe it was small, maybe it was big, and I didn't do it. And it just felt guilty a long time, you know. And then eventually, sometime, you know, what normally happens is he brings that situation up again. And then I know what to do with it, because I did what I would have done last time. Okay. But then there's another time, like, where you hit the mark and you feel good and you just do it, and then, you know, you're happy. You know, it's good. You just knew you did it. You don't, but sometimes, of course, when that happens, you don't remember how you got there. So I try to take notes now, and I write it down and try to figure out, you know, what I did. But, you know, hearing the voice of God isn't necessarily just about hearing big things in your life. It's not about, like, you know, should I change jobs? It could be just something like, maybe you should say hi to your neighbor, or maybe you should, you know, when you get on the bus, you know, say hi to the person that you sit next to. It can be just really small stuff, because, you know, I wrote a song a long time ago, and it was called, I don't remember the name was actually, but it was about how do you know if it's God you're talking to? Actually, that was the name of the song. And what it was about is, if you closed your eyes and you were in a room, how would you know that it was God talking to you? And I said, you know, it'd be exactly like, how do you know that it's your friend that you're talking to? And the way that you know is that you spend so long with them, you know their voice. You know, when Abraham, when he went to sacrifice Isaac, you know, to do the sacrifice, that, you know, God said sacrifice Isaac, Abraham had a really long relationship with God. He had a relationship before Isaac was born, and Isaac was, you know, a promise of that relationship. And then, you know, actually, as he, you know, through Isaac's life, as he was growing up, he had that same relationship with God. So when he got to that place where he was going to sacrifice Isaac, he had already had a long, you know, multi-year history of following God, and he could do something like that. But to somebody that necessarily, like, just started hearing the voice of God, it's really small stuff it starts with. You know, maybe just really simple stuff, day to day. Just get your mind working in that direction.
And you're going to make Sweet Tea have to do a regroup on that song. How do I hear from the voice of God? Yo, wait a minute. Have me back there making my own song. Is it you, Jesus? You know, you'll never.
Right.
And, you know, just in the words that you are a powerful man of God. You know, I thought you was quiet back there in the green room. I didn't know Sam had it like that. Ooh,
Oh, he is.
You got some powerful members in your
Yes.
church, you know.
Right.
And what happens is God will take just a few of us. I think the word tells us where two or more are gathered together in his name. I know that your ministry might have only been started with a couple of folks, but you know God can take 2 or 3 people and he can make a small church into a mega church. Am I right?
That's right.
That's
He
the
does.
faith in the kind of God that we have.
Right.
Listen, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. I'll be right back in just a minute with a fresh wind.
Attention users of the antidepressant Paxil. Did you take Paxil during your pregnancy?
If you used the antidepressant Paxil while you were pregnant and your baby was born with a heart defect, lung problems, or other serious injury, Paxil may be to blame.
Call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you used Paxil and your child was born with a heart defect, lung problems, or other serious injury, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
Call 1-800-327-3344. Call now.
Welcome back to A Fresh Wind. We've been talking today about how to hear the voice of God. I thank my guests so much. And Pastor Jean, before we go off, you have a patented product that's coming out right now. Could you show a picture of that for us, Matt? Now, exactly what is Just a Shade? Is that what it is?
This is called a Just a Shade,
Okay.
and it's a 3-way adjustable. It goes on your visor. God gave this to me in the car. I drew it on a napkin.
Okay.
And God told me that he wanted this to be invented.
Okay.
And so now it's patented. We can talk about it. And we do have a corporation that's interested in it, and they're getting ready to finalize it materialistically. So
Now, if they want to find out more about this product, could they just contact you at the same
yes,
website?
contact us, and we will give them the information. And this corporation is the one that's really going to be distributing it.
Very good. Very good.
And so that's what we're waiting to do.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, Sam. Your ministry, Pastor, it's awesome. I
Yes.
love where it's going. Somebody out there, you still might be wondering, God, how do I hear your voice? Is it you, God? I want you to go on her website. I want you to go in and I want you to purchase this. Is this free or do they purchase it?
It's $20, and we do
$20.
have the PayPal set up already.
good.
Sam set it up for me.
Very good. Invest, you know, this show is all about people that make a difference in the lives of somebody else. It's not just about Minister Cynthia Chase. In this year, I want to target people that are making a difference in the lives of somebody else. Fresh Wind is all about waking up in the morning time, breathing in God's fresh wind. But oh, as you breathe in God's fresh wind, I want you to breathe out his blessing somewhere along the day. Bless somebody else.
Yes.
Not make it about yourself, but make it all about Jesus.
Yes.
Share your day with somebody else. I want to thank God for our sponsor, Patricia Ray. She's our makeup artist here on Fresh Wind. She does my makeup every week. We want to be a blessing to her.
Yeah.
If you're having an event, you need a makeup artist, please contact Patricia Ray. Also, I have some friends, Ordered Step Productions. They are having a big event. They are celebrating 5 years of adoring worship. They are a beautiful praise dance team. I will be out at that event this week. Going to be picking up some new artists. Listen, they are being operated by the Holy Spirit. You need to see them come out and minister to your churches, your banquets. They've been all on BET all over the world. These young people are doing some outstanding things. I thank you for joining Fresh Wind one more week. I count it all joy to come before you and minister to you. I forgot to tell you that at the very beginning of this show, my prayer line is open to you 24 hours a day. I'm never too high, never too low to pray for you. My heart's desire is about you and Jesus entering into your life. And my ministry, Sweet Laughter Ministry, is good for the soul. Laughter is good for the soul, guys. If you want to be on Fresh Wind, if you just need prayer, call me at 972-704-8655. I count it a joy. I count it as a pleasure that God uses me each and every week as his vessel to be about his business. Wake up with a fresh wind. Blow God's freshness into somebody else. Want to thank Rick Keeling, who does our voiceovers here at Fresh Wind. He's one of my sponsors. Want to thank Charles Morris, who wrote the theme song for Fresh Wind. Listen, I hope you guys like it. Going to be doing a show pretty soon on intercessory prayer. Next week, I'll give you the P.O. box where you can send your prayers in. This is Minister Cynthia Chase coming at you one more time, being a blessing all about Jesus and a fresh wind in your life. God bless you. Till next week with a